Yes, we are back. Masih di Rumah Resiliensi Indonesia. And of course, lagi-lagi kita nggak akan sendiri, kita akan ditemani lagi oleh salah satu narasumber, Vince.
And this time we're gonna welcome Miss Lucy Dickinson from Siap Siaga. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
Thank you for having me. It's a great pleasure to be with you.
Okay, thank you also join us for today. And we're gonna ask you about what is Siap Siaga actually.
So that's a great question. Siap Siaga is also known as the Australia-Indonesia Partnership for Disaster Risk Management. So it's a 5-year partnership between the governments of Australia and the government of Indonesia on strengthening disaster risk management both in Indonesia but also working together across countries to support strengthening of disaster risk management and humanitarian assistance in the wider Asia Pacific, because we know that
not only Indonesia and Australia.
No, not only in Indonesia, but in the wider Asia Pacific region, because we know that Indonesia has so much experience in disaster management and so much knowledge and good tools. And learning to share with the other countries in the region, so we're also supporting that as well.
So when was it started?
So the program started in late 2019 and is due to finish at the end of 2024. So we're we're in the middle phase of the program now.
So you can also explain it. What already done by the Siap Siaga, especially in Indonesia?
So we work very closely with BNPB. BNPB is our main partner, but we also work with the Ministry of Home Affairs and Bappenas as well. And then at subnational level, at provincial level, we work with the governments of Bali, East Java, NTT and NTB. So we work on initiatives that link different parts of the system together. So for example, we've been working on supporting the kind of policy and guidance around the minimum service standards for disaster risk management. You might have heard of those. We also work supporting BNPB on strengthening of the Distana program, so making villages more resilient and trying to look at that in a more holistic way, including livelihood, welfare, environment, all sort of aspects of resilience. So we have, so for example, on the Distana, we've been working with supporting BNPB to work with other parts of government to relook at the model and see how that can be strengthened and leading discussions with different parts of government. And then at the subnational level, our work is looking more at taking practical lessons from the ground, from the reality of what it's like to develop these programs and what it means to be a resilient village, and then feeding that back into the work that's being done on sort of policy and guidance. So that's just one example of the type of way that we work between our activities at subnational help to support and inform the activities at national level. And then also our subnational programs also will pilot activities. So if there's a new regulation or guidance, we can work at the subnational level to see, okay, how does that work, and are there any other improvements that can be made?
Until now, do you find any obstacles maybe in doing your program?
Well, I think disaster risk management is just, the nature of the work is very, very challenging, because to be effective it has to be integrated into everything. And obviously we're a very small program, and so we can support a very small part of the government's of BNPB and our other government partner activities. But so I think that's why we've chosen or we've worked with Australia and Indonesia to identify that our contribution, where is it best to put our contribution, and so we've identified some of these activities like the minimum service standards and village resilience, as well as we also work on city and district resilience as being areas where we can make a contribution. Because I think it is overwhelming. I think the amount of work there is to be done on disaster risk management.
Many homework, to do.
Many homeworks. Exactly.
Yeah. And do you have a special like home base in Indonesia?
So our main office is in Jakarta.
Yes.
But we also obviously work in the 4 provinces. But our teams work very much sort of at the BPB and Bapeda offices as well. So so we're kind of working hand in hand with to support our government partners. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any question? Maybe no. Okay. So maybe. Do you have also one booth, to visit over here? Yes.
We do. We have a booth. It's actually called the Australia-Indonesia Partnership Booth.
Yes.
And we also have a number of events here. The 2 pieces of work that we're, well, there are several pieces of work, but 2 pieces of work that we really would like to be trying to highlight while we're here is a piece of work that we did on resilience in the Asia-Pacific region. And that was a process of almost a year of kind of engagements and dialogues with different stakeholders around the region.
Yes.
And to really draw out the learnings from COVID and how we can apply those to disaster management. So that's one piece of work that we're really proud of, and we also think is really relevant for this event, for the global platform, the findings and recommendations from that, because it's really the voices of countries who are dealing with disasters on the front line. And then we also recently supported BNPB to create a book of stories from volcanic communities, from community leaders. So it's really, again, voices from communities. When we talk about resilience, we're really talking about communities, and so we're really pleased with that piece of work. We hope that it will be something that others and other partners will be able to use to tell the stories of what it means to be resilient and how communities deal with that.
Yeah. So maybe before we end, you can also ask the audience to visit your booth, maybe.
Yes, please do visit our booth. We're the Australia-Indonesia Partnership booth. You can't miss us. We're together with BNPB and right opposite the Rumah Resiliensi stage, and we would love you to come and visit us and see and talk about some of the work that we're doing and hear about the work that you're doing if you're also involved in disaster management in Indonesia.
Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for the information.
Sukses for Siap Siaga ya.
Terima kasih.
Oke. Tadi pembicaraan antara Vince dan Mrs. Lucy. And then, terima kasih sudah join di sini. Terima kasih sudah bicara dengan kita. Dan yang pasti nanti kita akan kembali lagi dengan narasumber yang lain masih di Rumah Resiliensi Indonesia. Oke.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.